My friend, they have opposed it. Punjab has not accepted it.
FDI and retail. So why take an ideological position? You know, where you have a state government, stop it. Where a state government feels, for example, in Jammu and Kashmir, you know, they actually feel that this limit of 1 million should be brought down because there are not enough big cities in Jammu and Kashmir which will be able to take advantage of this.
But then you see what happens.
Well, you can't
have such a dogmatic position, you know, that we will oppose it for the sake of opposing because we've taken an ideological position. I don't think it's a larger economic.
It's not an ideological position. It's a position which stems from the fact that the loss of jobs will not be made up by the new jobs in multi-brand retail. In any case, now the country doesn't even have enough power for large format retail stores.
There is no empirical evidence which points to the fact that there is job loss.
Look, governments cannot run on the approach.
Point me to one study. Point me to one authentic study which says that there is job loss.
I have 16 books which show how Walmart,
FDI and multi-brand retail.
There are 16 books that I have which show how Walmart has actually killed American manufacturing, has actually harmed many developing companies' economies. We did not have a strong manufacturing base or a strong retail trade.
There is an inherent contradiction in what we are saying here.
Well,
Manish Tiwari, I find a contradiction
here. Revelation that a right-winger actually reads books written by the American left.
Well, I like to read all sorts of books, Manish. I think that's good for my versatility.
It's interesting that the principal economic ideologue of the Bharatiya Janata Party actually subscribes to the view of left economists in the United States of America.
Well, everything right is not right, and everything left is not wrong.
Well, just as
I think we need to have a good balance.
You see, I have a conspiracy theory that the Congress Party is genuinely getting nostalgic about the left.
I think
they are jealous of your.
You remember on the budget show,
gentlemen, my question is this:
actually almost changed
conspiracy theory at all.
On a serious note,
the Congress is anchored itself, you know, left of the center.
Yes, that reveals a lot.
Let there be no confusion about that. You know, we have shifted the emphasis of the economy for the simple reason because we believe that in a globalized economy, it is important that you be in sync with the world.
You know what they say. You know what they say.
Our responsibility to millions and millions of people
again on a lighter vein,
below or just above the poverty line.
Again on a lighter vein, you know, I must say this to you, that you know what they say about romance, that however surreptitious, it has a way of making itself known. And I think there's something going on between the left and the Congress. One sec, now honestly,
I have to say one thing.
Romance of the Congress with itself and
Manish,
else. So therefore, let's not get into any confusion.
No, can I ask a question? Have you taken over the show? Can I ask a question?
Thank you for announcing that you are left of the center. But I'm so glad that the left of the center policies have brought the country down to a 5.5% growth, to a fiscal deficit of 5.9%, to a current account deficit of 4%, double-digit inflation for 6 years, interest rates at an all-time high, forex reserves crashing. All of this is doomsday for the country. You can hold your left of center economics, you can give out doles, but I'm sorry, the country is suffering.
Now that you have, you know, given all these economic statistics, would you really, you know, take up from where Mr. Swaminathan Ankleshwar had left and compare as to what is the GDP of Brazil, what is the GDP of Russia,
what is the GDP
of Africa?
I have Mr. Chidambaram's
speech. The Indian economy has slowed down.
Mr.
You are not isolated.
I have Mr. Chidambaram's speech of 2008 in which he says India's growth story is domestically driven.
India still continues to do.
So why are we crying about Brazil and China?
Gentlemen, was pointing out,
Mr. Chidambaram,
numbers have slowed down.
Mr. Chidambaram, are you watching? Are you watching this, Mr. Chidambaram? It's good. I hope you're watching this, Mr. Chidambaram. It's going to give you an idea of what is ahead for you. My last question is to Swami. Swami, you know, in the middle of this debate, my concern is that we spend a lot of time discussing what we call contentious issues, which Piyush says let go. FDI and insurance is contentious.
No, FDI insurance is not contentious.
Allow me, please.
We can sort it out.
Please, yes, everything which is contentious can be sorted out by definition. Pension is contentious.
Not at all. It's already, we have cleared it.
Banking is contentious. FDI and retail is contentious.
Only the last one.
Should Mr. Chidambaram Swamy begin as a political pragmatist and say, I am not looking at contentious issues, and these are my 5 contentious issues? Can we stop wasting time on these and get ahead with the rest?
Mr. Chidambaram is coming in at a point of time when many of the issues being referred to in this debate are in fact not a priority.
Not a priority.
If your eye is on the next election and election budget, you are not particularly worrying about a provident fund bill and a pension bill.
Yeah.
There are many other things. When your election budget, you have to say, which are the vote banks, how do I cater to this guy, that guy, that guy. These issues, if you ask me, are much more important. The idea that reforms are things like the banking and insurance. Much bigger, in my opinion, is things like, can you decontrol petroleum products? Can you decontrol urea? I mean, these are things which are resulting in enormous strain on the budget. You have a situation where the flagship program Narega has 35,000 crores, but the under recovery on oil is 200,000 crores. Under recovery on urea, 80,000 crores. I mean, the subsidies are being regarded as 5 to 6
but
times
you answered that
important.
yourself. In a pre-election year, he will not take the bitter pill on those. He cannot afford to.
Absolutely. Okay. You will say you can afford not to. In my view, a government with courage of conviction would be in a position to do a number of things. This government doesn't have the courage of its conviction. So it is going to be going, if you ask me, very much down the vote bank line
Swamy
in the next 12 months.
Swamy says expect little.
I would be very surprised if it's otherwise. This does not mean that it's not also possible to do some things.
Yeah,
there is no reason, even if you're looking for vote banks, you can definitely go ahead and notify multi-brand retail FDI. Manish Tiwari says, there is no problem. The state government that doesn't want to do it, let it not do it. Why don't you just have the courage of just go and notify it?
Swaminathan Iyer has given up even before Chidambaram starts. That says something.
No, I only want to point out to Mr. Iyer that this government has the conviction of courage. And we are still 20 months to an election. It is not that as if an election is going to happen tomorrow. And may I also remind both Mr. Iyer and Mr. Piyush Goyal that in 2008, when the global economy went into a tailspin, we were only 6 months to an election.
Yeah, okay.
And that did not stop this government, from implementing counter-cyclical measures which ensured that you came out of the economic morass, much more insulated than the rest of the world. So therefore, neither are you on the cusp of an election, and neither does this government lack the courage of conviction.
I would like to remind you, Piyush, Manish Tiwari, since you are saying that
to see that we are able to return this country to a high growth trajectory.
Mr. Tiwari, I would like to remind you that the agricultural credit of scheduled banks in the year 2008-2009, according to the figures of your government, after your loan waiver scheme, was almost 300,000 crore rupees. So don't tell me it was politically prudent, but it cannot be financially sound. Piyush, go ahead, quick word.
Again, allow me to pick up on that, Mr. Arnab Goswami, and rebut that. You see, after all, because we were able to give 4 years of sustained high growth in the country, because your tax to GDP ratios were very buoyant, you had surpluses available, so therefore you could invest in social equity schemes, and that is why the entire phenomena of growth and equity worked, and Shining India did not work.
Shining India did not work. 30 seconds.
The reason why people voted us back to power in 2009.
This debate over time already. 30 seconds.
The new finance minister today. Let us welcome him. Let us hope he builds investor sentiment both India and internationally. Let us hope he undoes some of the damage they have done in the last 2-3 years. I'm quite hopeful and willing to support the government in measures in national interest. Let us hope he brings back the rupee to 45 rupees. Let us hope he brings in inflation under control through supply side management, rather than hoping the Reserve Bank through monetary policy will rein in inflation. I think the finance minister needs to focus on core issues.
This is the first time actually that we are saying that let's go back 1 year rather than come forward 1 year, because it was 45 rupees 1 year. That's interesting times that we live in. Piyush Goyal,
I think we can still do it.
I thank you. Swaminathan Iyer, thank you. Manish Tiwari, great to see you tonight on this News Hour debate.
All that I want to say, Arnab, that I'm very happy that what we've heard from Piyush Goyal just now is at 180 degrees from where he started, and if they continue in this manner, I'm sure we will be able to make a very buoyant economic recovery.
I'm always willing to cooperate, but there should be a dialogue.
You started with
you can't come and say this is a proposal.
Stay that way.
You can't come and say this is a proposal. You are duty bound to support it. You have to have a dialogue. You can't say accept this or perish.
Piyush Goyal,
a proposal has to be discussed.
Team Anna is saying to the government tonight, have a dialogue please. The BJP is saying to the government tonight, have a dialogue please. We wait for that dialogue. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you.